Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and we're in the Alps on Transport Fever. Or we're in the Alps in Transport Fever. In the Alps, Transport Fever, that's where we are. You're joining me just outside Arolo, where the Alpine Express is arriving with drama into the station. Well, actually not only with drama, it's actually arriving with a fair few passengers on board. If we swing around here, you'll see payday. Actually, not that big a payday. But the critical part of this particular puzzle is the amount that it's been making per year. We're in June 1st, 1945. I have allowed the game a couple of years, actually, to run to see exactly how things bed in and what that does for our profits. If we have a look at the old the profit sheet here, you'll see profits bad. Bad profits. Very bad profits. Although I don't believe these numbers entirely because it doesn't seem like I ever dip too far below 70 million. So I don't exactly know what's going on there. I'm just gonna let it happen for the time being. Anyway, since you've been gone, I haven't really built anything. Rather, I've just been letting the game run to see what happens. I bought another couple of these lads, the red arrow here, because I noticed that this line was printing money like there's no tomorrow. In fact, if we go to the money line listatron here, the Intercity's always done well, but here's the Lower Valley Shuttle coming in a very strong second place. Now, 2 million in profit a year isn't exactly, going to bail me out of trouble. Not when we look at the other end of things. Kabosh! The Looper is costing me 8 million quid a year to run. What a vanity project that's turned out to be. Meanwhile, Alpine Route Rot 1 is also losing 3 million quid a year. Coal Mountain Heavy's losing money, but it pays off every so often. Except it hasn't done lately. I need to look at that. Meanwhile, the plain route, virtually nobody's using it. Brilliant. A lot of effort there for precious little return. And we'll have to address that in the future, but that is not what we're going to do today, because I stumbled, accidentally, in that way that I often stumble, upon a potential problem with the setup of these very expensive lines that I have here. So as we go to the upper station in Arolo here, see there's 9 people waiting for... Brilliant. 9 people waiting at that end of Arolo. Down the other end we've got, it's not so bad, Alpine Route 1, 16 people waiting. And I went like, well, okay, well, why is that? And I moved the camera a little bit around and I zoomed in a little bit and I went, hold on, what's up here? And then I realised it was the other end of the route. So yes, on Alpine Route 1, you could in fact take this route down here to get to Arolo in a fraction of the time. And then I went like, oh, well, that would be bad if there was a road going on. And that's exactly what these people are doing. So I thought I'd wait until you got here before I went, nope, not anymore, you don't. Get off. Go and get a train. Train's important to your well-being and happiness and my bank account. And then I zipped up the hill here to try and get some additional momentum behind the Alp de Sorecchia kind of conurbation that we've got going on. And I have made a minor change, is I stuck this road in, yep, like that, and I stuck this road in, like this, in order to try and get some houses built. Lo and behold, some houses have been built. Because that will hopefully bring people close enough that we actually get some foot traffic going to the station, which we are now doing. So that's a start. But we've got deep-rooted problems, friends. And in today's episode, I'm going to struggle to try and repair some of them. Now, it's not all bad news for the Alpine route. Here we are at Aqua Rossa, which is it's probably the main reason that anybody takes it, because the train does stop in both directions in this, evidently growing town. And that's jolly positive. I mean, that's one reason not to completely lose hope, and also because it is flipping scenic. But it does lack a purpose at present because, firstly, you double back on yourself quite hectically, and as several of you have identified on the looper as well, that loop is not the most, what's the word I'm really looking for here, effective. That one might come across. So I need to have a think about how I can potentially make some more money out of it. Now, stopping off in Blenio would kill 2 birds and 1 stone. would be required for those birds to be killed. And that's because Blenio is connected to nowhere else. So right now, it's only people who want to go from Blenio to Locarno or wherever it is it's at the other end. And that's unhelpful. I basically need to get some passengers coming in from other areas. And Blenio's pretty isolated. So that's a challenge. I'm not going to do it today, but I'm just letting you know what the challenge is. Some kind of either bus, tram, train route down to Truns could possibly pay off. Maybe with an extension that goes through the centre of town. Light railway, I think might be quite positive there. But again, I don't have a scheme for that yet. But if I were to hook it up to Aquarossa in some fashion, then there is the possibility of actually making the Alpine route actually work. I don't really know how I'd do it. You know what? It's piqued my interest, so I'm gonna try something speculative here. This is where it's not, is it? Contour me one time. Right, so what you're looking at is probably around here, probably around this black line here, I think matches up with that one. So, really? All right, well hold on. Let's try something and see where we get to. Right, let's just whack this over here. Well, what do you know? 30 million quid gets you. I didn't even try that particularly hard. What route are you taking now? It's managing to maintain pretty much maximum speed all the way around there. And has it connected up to the line? Well, as near as damn it has. Okay, right. Well, that could work then. Well, that's terrifying. I mean, it's expensive at the moment. I'd have to come up with a more expensive way of doing that. But we could peel off from, I guess, from here or from the other. No, it's going to have to be this end, though, isn't it? And do a trip to Blenio before coming back out again, back down to Aquarossa. I can't say I'm mad keen on it, but I think we'll keep that one on the ideas hot plate for potential later use. Now, there was somewhere else that we could make a go of things as well, but it wasn't for the Alpine route. I'm going to leave that one bubbling away for the moment and see if the removal of the road actually manages to turn that around. But no, the Looper was, given that it's performing even worse, I was going to have a quick look to see about expansion. Now, what do we got? 7 passengers on board. Now, you could argue that is potentially being caused, if we could call up the right menu here, potentially being caused by the frequency, but 6 minutes is about the right speed. And then it occurred to me that we end up right about here. In fact, not even right about here. We end up here. This is where we end up. And then, not so far away, we have this rather epic and scenic station. And so I thought, well, what about spending quite a bit of cash to link those two together? Do you see it? I don't. I'm not certain I see it, but you know what? We're going to give it a try. The junction here is going to be complicated. What are my upgrade options? Because if I can get a third track, third platform, without it costing me the earth, 375 grand. Are those stations, are those buildings vital to my ongoing survival? Let's say no. There we go. Oh well, that happened. Okay, well it's kind of come in on the wrong side there. That's not perfect. Right, we better institute some paws and some bulldozer. Right. Am I going to be able to connect that up onto there? Signs point to not a chance. But let's see. Okay, well we lose a fair bit of speed in the corner. But overall, that worked. All right, okay, good. And then we can do a bit of this, which we don't actually need to do. We could run everything in and out of there, and then have 2 coming out this way, which sounds like a jolly good idea. Now, I'm building here off the principle that once you start connecting your stations up to... What do you mean too much curvature? No. Look, that's the inside corner, and it did it without any argument. Let's get rid of another bit of that and try again. That's the stuff. Right, now, I need you to merge onto that before we get to the station. There's not too much curvature. There is the perfect amount of curvature. Oh. Alright, we need a plan B here. Alright, let's remove this bit. And this is all relatively inexpensive, he said. Alright, we don't want to mess with the tunnel. The tunnel is the important bit. Too much curvature. There isn't, though. Where is this curvature of which you speak? I swear there is not. Alright, hold on. Maybe if we come this way just a touch there, and then we try it. Yeah, see, you didn't know what you were talking about. I've sussed it. That's fixed. And then, hopefully, I can find a way to do that. In fact, let's just do that. Okay, good. Right. Okay. Well, that's that sorted. Hooray for us. We'll now stick one of those on the... Which side do they like to drive on again? The signals will be my guide. There we go. Right about there. Not that they should bunch up that much. If they're bunching up that much, it's all gone horrendously wrong. We'll in that we trust. Now, let's get rid of this. Yeah, I confirmed the destruction. It's 225 quid. I'm over it. And then, let's see what happens. Brace yourselves, because this could be messy. To the extent that... Come on, give it this. Save it. Oh, yeah. Yep, get it all going. Yeah, right. See, that's the smart play right there. We're going right up the middle here. This is horrendously crash likely. All right, let's cancel that. Let's try it again from here. So if I can get a double set of tracks coming out through here and crossing over town adequately, I think we can make the looper a goer. And I say that with the utmost confidence. Why is this piece of track particularly ugly? Sounds like a joke. It honestly is not. It's trying to do some clever snapping thing, isn't it? No, it's just determined to put an ugly bit of track in there. Maybe, you see, I've got leftovers. That's the problem. Right, let's do that again. You see, that's more like it. Right, we'll keep the height as far as there. To be honest, I think it'll probably fight me if I try and do anything more dramatic than that with the height. But now that we're here, I can't even remember the name of the town. That's smart, isn't it? Where are we? Vossen. We're in Vossen. Oh yeah, I never knew that. This could be about to become my saviour for many things. So effectively, we're going to try and get the line all the way down to Gotthard, which will, with a bit of luck, introduce further profitable ideas. Now, I need to zoom out, get across the road real quick, smash it onto there, and it goes, that'll cost you £1 million, Chief. To which I go, yeah, but how are you doing it? We are crossing over road. Actually, I'm not too uncomfortable about crossing those roads. Yeah, you didn't think I'd do that, but I did. I did do that. Because this is exactly the kind of place where you'd have lunatic road crossings. Now what we want to do is, I don't really want to have to, no, never mind. In for several pennies. No, you're trying to delete too much. Look, I only want you to delete a very subtle amount of the town. Certainly not as much as you were trying to just then. Let's find ourselves a little bit of small road. Right, if we can bang that in there. No, no, you have to hit the tick button. Oh, it's colliding. No, 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 no good, no good that is. Because what I want is I want this end piece isolated so that I can just remove it. Nope, there's nothing for it. I'm going to have to get rid of these bus stops. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. Anyway, we'll just put them back in again a little bit higher up because we need the bus stops. That's part and parcel of what was almost making this town work. There we go. See, stick that in there. Bang the road back in. Road banged. Yeah, tick, bulldoze that bit. Yep, more collateral damage. It happens. Right, and then we lay this back in. Now, I'm not thrilled about switching to electrification here, but it will do the job. There we are. Look at that. That's nice. Now, I suspect if we removed this... I know, you're removing it. You just said it was nice. Yeah, I know I said it was nice. But I want it flattened by this point, ideally. So if we bring out the old smoothing tool here and just give it a little smooth. Bring the ground up to a relatively level. Rather like this. Oh, yes. And then if we identify our end point here, and then we do this on the flat, like so. Now this should make for a neater set of level crossings. I'm not certain about that curve. There is not too much slope. Get over yourself. My apologies. The game has decided there was too much slope. Well, I'll put the slope in somewhere else. But, you know, you're ruining what was a perfectly viable scheme. There you go. That's the stuff. Get in. All right. Let's bring this down as well. I wonder how much this is going to object to the route we're taking here. Oh, it's not. It's not. Excellent. Good. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Continue with this down here. Where I'm going beyond that, I have yet to decide. Now it looks like we've got a bit of a lump in progression here, although it's just a bit of a wiggle as we come into the station. I think that's possibly acceptable. Right now, if I were to delete that, I don't really want to do that though. I don't really want to do that. We're going to have to try and leave that intact. Let's get this medium street on the go and see if we can get a nice level crossing in. Rather like that. And then another one here along those lines. And then we'll see if that looks adequate. Or whether it looks bad. It looks bad. Oh, look, I went to a lot of effort on that. That was, you know, if I knew it was going to look that rubbish, I wouldn't have done it. Right. Why are you giving me the poor looking level crossing? You know, I did a bit of smoothing, I laid all the track on the flat, and then you kind of go, yeah, you go, have a massive great kink in the middle of your track. And as you know already, friends, this is not where you go for the kinky track. We keep our track kink free. Where are we? All right, let's try some extra smoothing and see if we can get any measure of compliance from the road, because I'm not averse to put a level crossing in somewhere else. Right, how do you feel about that? Let us evaluate it for kinkage before we proceed. Kinkage minimum. See, that's what we want. Flush with the street. Of course, what would have helped there is if I'd lined it up properly in the first place. But you can't have it all. And I want it all. There we are, that's better. Kink check. Pas de kink. Excellent. Right. Now, I am going to need another connection here of some sort. And I'm not sure where we're going to get that happening, because I could do with this also going over there. But I suspect that this is definitely going to kink me up sometime. All right, can we get as far as there? What's the kink level here? Looks like we're buckling the track there a touch, which we don't want to do. What if we go all the way to the road? Yeah, see, the result same. Now, admittedly, the result is the same because I've just done the same thing again. Am I going to tolerate it, or am I going to have another go? You're going, I'll tolerate it, move on. Nope, I am not tolerating it. We will not move on until I am happy with this. I'm using up what remains of my fortune, although it was illicitly earned. I'm going to use this up for the benefit of a glorious-looking everything. We will not settle for anything other than fairly glorious-looking. See, I'm already moderating my objectives here. All right. Well, there is another alternative, and that alternative is going to be a tiny little road that connects up over here somewhere. And I can't honestly think that that's actually going to look any good. Connection not possible. No, because you've got a level crossing in the way. A level crossing which, I hasten to add, is doing its job. There is another alternative. Oh, that's painful. Right. And this will be the alternative. We're going to put a bus station in there. Oh no, that's radical. Hopefully that will pick up the understanding of the bus station that was there before. Now, if I want it to sit rather like that, so that it's pretty much flush with the track, which is utterly unnecessary, of course. I just think it might look better. We'll give it a little bit of road to bond onto there, and then let's see what we can. There you go. See, that looks all right. Good. There you go. Sound answer. All right. Let's see what happens when we turn it back on again. Whether we have well, okay. The passengers have got the idea in a hurry. And the question is, have the buses? And the buses have the idea. Good. This is all. It's been picked up immediately. Right. Well, that's something. So now, then, what we want to do here is: are we going to require? We are going to require a crossover here, so that whatever I decide to fling up here has the opportunity to go in both directions. And then do that as well. Come on. Too much slope. There isn't. I promise you. Definitely not too much slope. Come on, where do you want to snap? Alright, let's try there and see what we get. We get no love at all. Oh. Let's try from there. No, we got an answer there, but I suspect it's going to say too much slope. Alright, let's get rid of the other one. Let's maintain this viewpoint, and that way I should be able to measure a little bit better. So we'll go from this first electrical pylon, and we'll do a bit of that, which should mean the snap point is fairly close to there. Let's just try that. There you go, that was it. Too much slope. I hate you. There wasn't too much slope the other side. No, I guess I'm over it. Meanwhile, here comes the train. Okay, well, in that case, we're just going to have to set it up so that it works. What happened to no compromises? You and your compromises. All right, let's try a real short crossover here before the slope starts to, No, the slope has already started to. You said it, Mr. Train. There we go. How's that? That'll do it. Okay, it's not as fast a crossover as I tend to like, but it will do. Right, so this is going to actually be quite a quite a nice scenic route. This bit, I mean, as much as that's a redundant thing to say, because virtually everything on this map is quite a scenic route. We've already got people moving in next to the bus station. They know what's up. Yeah, I'll even help out with some terraforming for them. Smooth all of this. That's it. Make it all look lovely. And you know what else? There should be a road here. Right about here. We should have a road of some kind. He tells you. Okay, so we already know that we're going to work our way down to Gotthard, because obviously that's already connected. Where would we go beyond that? So where the Gotthard station is here. Now this is going to require a bit more tunnelling, but then you've got a real long run down to Erstfeld, or maybe Bristol as well. So Gotthard could do with evolving into a significantly larger station. Not right now, but later. In doing so, there is the opportunity to run both an express and a local service down in that direction. Let's hang on to that thought for next steps. For now, however, what I want is I want to. Yes. Come on there, clever guy. Have you got a good plan? I haven't got a good plan. I've got a plan, I suppose. Let's do this, because we're going to need passing points here. I might actually have to relay some of this track later on. And won't that be exciting? Right, let's do that. And then, because I'm going to need more than one train on here for this to work. There we go. Here she blows. Right, let's have that merge about here for the time being. And then later, obviously, you know, this is a temporary measure. And all of this, what it's in aid of is getting those unprofitable routes that we've got right now to make just a little more cash. Look at that. I'm about to retire you. Don't let it come as too much of a shock, but you're about to get an upgrade to something new. The good news, I guess, for the purist among you, is I'm not going to make it electric. Hold on, there's a lump there. That's definitely something weird going on with that bit of track. I don't want any weird looking track. I know it seems like I'm oddly fixated, but that's my cross to bear. Right, let's pull you up there, and then along here. We're going to have to do something somewhat cunning with signals here, I think. Anyway, right, let's pull this back. Whoa, 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 whoa! Whatever you were trying to do there, don't do that. I'm going to need a little depot for temporary purposes, just so that I can stick another train on here. Right. Okay. Good. So now, if we adapt the route that this chap is on, and it's currently on Vossen to Gotthard, and actually it's not actually transporting many people. I suspect quite strongly it has had a bit of a run time making much cash. There you go. Run time, cash, much. It has had. So we're basically we're giving it the opportunity to become something of a legend, something of a hero. There we go. Vossen South, and then back to Vossen itself, and then back to Gotthard. Right, okay, good. How successful do you think this is going to be, Colonel? Moderately unsuccessful is where I think we're going with this, but we're going to press on with it anyway, because we have to. Right, signal on there, and then, because we're probably going to need 2 or 3 trains on this. What do you think? One there or one here? Let's put one there, and that will allow whatever train's coming out of here to exit onto the double track there. And then we'll do something similar there. And of course, here. No. Let's do it just before the bridge. There we go. Right. Okay. Track gets it. Everybody's got a grip on exactly what we're doing. That should do the trick. Now let's talk trains, people. Let's not mess around here. We need to talk trains replacement. Right. Well, first off, turn that off, and then remove all of that business. Now we are still running wooden trestles on this route, so we're not going to get up to breakneck speeds. But you know, something with a bit of pace might look good. Now, since I was allowing it to run forward, Mr. Big Boy has arrived on the scene. We're not going to use it just yet. What about this E44? I will have to upgrade to electricity. Yeah, it kicked off after the end of the war, so you know we're in the right era for it, more or less. What about OBB here? It's Austrian. We could put no end of Austrian trains being chucked in my direction. What are you? You're Russian. You look electric. Someone will undoubtedly correct me, but if I can avoid going fully electrical for the moment and keep the steam up for a bit longer, I will do. We could always pull the Hiawatha into service. I'm not going to use the A4 because I always use the A4. What about this Great Western? It's an Earl class. Now, I don't think I've got any carriages that are suitable. In which case, I could put it into service, but I am... Oh, hold on. These only do 81. The Loco does 96. The track might only support 81. Oh, they're going to shout at me for using the wrong coaches. What else have we got here? Oh, held everything. We've got Great Western coach here. Top light and a brake van. All right, we can make that work. Okay, right. Great Western fans, rejoice. I'm going to attempt to deploy a locomotive with the correct, or close to, all right, close to the correct carriages. Let's not get too excited. All right, there we go. 1.5 million quid, honestly, I ask you. And then, what do you think? 2 of these? I think we're going to need more than that if we're going to make a profit. That's what? Hold on, lost count. 48. And on there, another 8, so that'd be 56. Let's not mess around. Let's put another one on, and then one of those. I'm keen on a brake van. I love a good brake van, mate. Right, turn it on. No. Replace now. Yes. I think I've just missed the turnaround there, so we're going to have to wait for it to hit the other end. Or are we? We are not. Right, let's go watch it. Zoom in. Here we go. The Earl of Devon, friends, is what we're running here. Now, the hope is that that in ferrying the passengers further up the line to the station belonging to the looper, we will be able to drive more passengers onto the looper. Also, now that we go all the way down to Gotthard, there's every possibility that further people will use the looper if they have proclivities towards getting to Gotthard. Right? There's a lot of sound thinking in here, as close as I ever get to sound thinking. It's all here. You know, it's like my cup runneth over with thinking of a sound variety. Right, let's sling this on here. What are you playing at? Stop doing that. Do this. Right, and I need to buy another one of those that I just had. So if you'd be so kind, where is it? It's right the way down the bottom. Look, there you go. I want one of those. All right, and then he's going to need some wagonage. Now, if I can make a profit out of this, I'll be surprised. What did we say? 4, 3, 4, and then is 4 right, or did I put another one on there? Where's he got to? How many passengers can you carry? 72. All right, yeah, it's 4 on a brake van. There you go. Set line. I'm not even. Is this the Vosgur? There you go. Off you trot. Get to work. coming out of its subterranean hiding place. We're going to have a crossing of the trains. No, we're not. We missed it. But you know what? We will do at some point, and that's going to be worth seeing. Yeah, so basically this route, the expansion of this route is solely driven towards getting the looper to do something more. And we're going to need to do more at the other end as well, because the looper is taking an exceptionally... I'm thinking of a good adjective to use here, but the best one I can come up with is bad. It is taking a bad route, and one that is disinclined towards generating a profit. You might wait for the gate to be opened instead of decapitating your passengers there. But hey-ho. Right, smashing. I want to see these two chaps cross over somewhere on the mystical journey of beautiful Wonderland, as the locals call it. And then we'll take it from there. So this is pretty much going to wrap it up. We're going to follow this along. I'm going to do you the solid of not abandoning you before we've fully enjoyed what's going on here. But that'll wrap it up for this time. What we're aiming for is to maintain profitability to the extent that I can switch onto the next project while making a bit of cash. Rather than having to go no costs again, because frankly, if I can't recover from turning no costs on for extremely expensive projects, I shouldn't be turning no costs on at all. Otherwise, those projects were a bad idea. Look at that! That's what you want, train going across an incredibly ridiculous bridge. This area of the map is really going to lend itself to some properly good views. Disagree, you're wrong. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've been Colonel Failure. I'll be back again with some more relatively soon. But in the meantime, if you'd like to subscribe, it would be jolly well appreciated. And it will ensure that you don't miss out when the next episode arrives. Additionally, if you had a jolly time today, throw a like on the old like button there. I'd certainly appreciate it. And I'll catch up with you very soon. Where's the other train? It's late. And why does that pillar look like it is rusted to hell and back? Can't say I trust it. Right, I'm going to jump out of there because I'm going to leave you with the shot. It's fine. I'm going to leave you with a good view. I apologise for two different kind of styles of track going on. Where is it? Have you only just reached the bottom? Oh no, there we are. It's coming out there. All right, where are they going to cross then? He's going to be waiting at the points here. It's going to be a cross at the merger point, I suspect, or just after, or it's going to be a heartbreaker for all of us, and he'll do it in the tunnel. This is not the best view on the route, though, is it? Oh, no, that's not bad. There we go. Here we go. Are you feeling it? I mean, I'm getting the sense that this could work. And no. It was not to be. It was properly close, but when it came down to it, we just did not nail the finish there. My apologies. I'll do better next time. Catch up with you soon. Cheerio.